Hello, everybody. Scooney 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 10 and 12 Toronto Blue Jays taking on the 10 and 11 Tampa Bay Rays. This is game 3 of a 3-game series between the Blue Jays and the Rays. Rays winning the first 2 games. They're looking to see if they can clean sweep at home. The Blue Jays, will they be able to do it? Or will the Blue Jays be able to avoid the sweep and get the win? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. And here is the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off, the shortstop, David Eckstein. Batting second, the second baseman, Aaron Hill. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Rios. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the center fielder, Vernon Wells. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Matt Stairs. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Sharon Stewart. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Lyle Overbay. Batting eighth, the catcher, Greg Zahn. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Marco Stutero. On the mound for the Rays, it is Andy, who will come into the game with a 5.79. He's got 1 win and 2 losses. He's pitched 23 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 29 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 8 walks. We're here at Tropicana Field, which gives a +2 to strikeouts and a +3 to walks. And with that, David Eckstein makes his way over to the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. And we are ready for the first pitch. David Eckstein batting at .254, and here's the pitch. And it is a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. We're going to start this game off with a blank. Andy right now is not tired because he has not faced his allowed number of batters. So we consider that result to be a blank. Anything other than the double question mark when a parentheses come up is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's ground ball to Iwamura. Iwamura will make the catch, throw it over to Penna for the out, and that puts one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Tampa Bay Rays. Crawford will be out there in left field, Upton in center, Gross in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Longoria at third. Barnett will be at short, Iwamura on second, Penna at first, Navarro will be behind the plate, and Andy will be on the mound. And with that, Aaron Hill batting a .305, and here's the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a wild pitch, so we have no runners on. We're going to roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a fly ball back there to Upton. He'll see it, takes a few steps, makes the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Alex Rios batting a .395, and here's the pitch. Rios, 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a split result. So, on a split result off the picture card, we'll look to the left or the right-handed side of the slash, determining for the batter. Rios is a right-handed batter, so on the picture card, we are going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and that is a strikeout. On a 1-11, that is an 8. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Rays retire the Blue Jays in order Very easy inning to score there, nothing across the board. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. Leading off, the second baseman is Akinori Iwamura. Batting second, the left fielder, Cora Crawford. Batting third, the center fielder, B.J. Upton. Batting fourth, in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Carlos Pena. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Evan Longoria. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Eric Hinsky. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Gabe Gross. Batting eighth, the catcher, Denora Navarro. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Jason Barnett. And on the mound for the Rays, it is Dustin McGowan. Comes into the game with a starting ERA of a 2.89. He's got 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 18 and 2/3 of an innings, had 17 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 7 walks. Iwamura batting a 275, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, strikeout on a 1-12. That's a 15. The 15 is too high. Iwamura rolled a 5-3, column 5, row 3, and that is going to be a ground ball to Eckstein. So on the batter card, same thing. When we roll a split result, we'll look to see if the pitcher is left or right. In this case, Dustin is a right-handed pitcher. So on Iwamura's card, we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash, and it's a ground ball to the shortstop. And that puts one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Toronto Blue Jays. Stewart will be out there in left field. Wells will be in center. Rios will be in right. Going around the horn, we've got Stutero on third. Eckstein will be at short. Hill will be on second. Overbay at first. Zahn will be behind the plate. And Dustin will be on the mound. Carl Crawford batting a 209. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-8, the 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. And he hits a ground ball right to Eckstein. He'll catch it, throw it over to Overbay for out number 2. B.J. Upton batting a 250. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a blank. Upton, right-handed batter, right-handed side of the slash. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. And that's going to be a line drive right to second base to Hill. Will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Blue Jays return the favor and retire the Rays go down in order after 1. It's tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Vernon Wells, Matt Stairs, and Sharon Stewart due up for the Blue Jays. Vernon Wells batting a 263, and here is the pitch. 263, and that is a roll of a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? So in a range play, that's going to be the first number of the outfielders of the defense's arm. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to go right there to Upton. His range is on a 1-4. It's a 2. He'll go back to the track, makes the catch. And he'll make the catch at the warning track, and that puts one away as he backs up into it. to make the catch. One away. Matt Stairs batting a 235. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3 at the strikeout. By the way, Upton, he's 7 for 11 on his range plays. That is a strikeout on a 1-16. That is an 11. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away. Sharon Stewart batting a 190. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a hit by pitch. Hit by pitch rating for Sharon Stewart is a 1. Andy will give a -3 to that range. That makes it a 1. The D20 is a 20, so 20 too high. He'll get out of the way in time. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Power hit to Upton. On a 1-6, it's a single. 7-13, it becomes a double. 14-16, the ever-elusive triple. It's a 16, it's a triple. And Sharon Stewart with a monster triple. He's rounding second. That ball's going back to the wall. Upton misplayed that. And with that, throws it back into Bartlett as quickly as he can. And with that, Stewart is safe with a triple. And next, that's going to bring up Lyle Overbay. 2 outs and a runner on first. And with 2 outs, remember, we always add a +1 to the base run rating. Lyle Overbay is batting a 296. Strategy roll is a 14 with the infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-11, the 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Power hit to Crawford. For Overbay, on a 1-7, it's a single. 8-16, it becomes a double. 17-18, it's a triple. 19-20, it is a flyout. It's a 17, and that is a triple. Smacks that one down the left field. Crawford going after it. Runs into the wall. It's a triple for Lyle Overbay. 1 run is in. It's an RBI triple, and the Rays are on the board. And the Blue Jays are on the board. 1-0. Greg Zahn batting a 208. Strategy roll is a 20 of a. Now, anytime you roll a 20 on the strategy die, it is a pickoff attempt. A 1 picks him off. It's a 19. Nothing happens. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. Zahn, 6-6, column 6. Row 6, that's going to be a fly ball back there to Upton. Upton goes back, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the Blue Jays will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Carlos Pena, Evan Longoria, and Eric Hinsky due up for the for Tampa Bay. Carlos Pena batting a 250, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-16. The 11 is in range. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Evan Longoria batting a 265. Longoria with a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strike. On a 1-15, that is a 6. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Erikinski batting at 226. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. And that is going to be a base hit. Hinsky, the left-handed batter. So that becomes and with that, Hinsky is on with a base hit. That makes it a 17. They are going to send him. It's a steal attempt. And that is a 5. It's a 14. And with that, Hinsky is safe at second. Gabe Gross. First time we're seeing him in this replay. That's his first game. He played in 143 games, had 345 at-bats, 46 runs, 40 RBIs, 13 home runs, and 4 stolen bases. And that is another stolen base there for Eric Hinsky. Gabe Gross, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a possible error on a ground ball. So that means we will take a look at the error range. That's the number in the bracket. And that is a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a power hit to Wells. On a 1-3, it's a double. On a 4-6, 1-3, it's a single. 4-6, it's a double. 7-10, it's a triple. It's a 19, it's a flyout. Wells will make the catch. And Wells's error range is a 2. That is an 18, so no error there. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the... side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on after 2. It's Blue Jays 1, Rays nothing. We go to the top of the third. It's Marco Stutero, David Eckstein, and Aaron Hill due up for Toronto. Marco Stutero batting a 170, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, double question mark. And that is going to be a single on a 1-9. The 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, double star 5. So on the double star, that is the auto out. It is a ground ball to Barlett. We come over here to the double star line on top of the pitcher card and come over to the 5th position. And that is how we get the ground ball to the shortstop. And that'll put 1 away. Top of the order, David Eckstein is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. And that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a single out there in the right field. Gross will make the... We'll throw it out there to center field. Right field, Gross will get the ball, throw it back in there to Iwamura, and they'll hold Eckstein at first. Infield double play depth. Aaron Hill is up. He's 0 for 1 today. Stradiuolo is a 3, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a strikeout on a 1-10. The 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a line drive up the middle to Andy, who will make the catch. And they'll double up the runner at first. It's a double play. Double play to get out of the inning there. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Derek Navarro, Jason Barlett, and Iwamura due up for Tampa Bay. Navarro batting a 200. And that is going to be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6. It's a base hit to Ross out there into right field. Ross's error range is a 1. There is no error there, so it's a 14. It's too high. And with that, Navarro is on, leads off with a base hit. Jason Barnett batting a 283. Strategy rolls an 11. Infield double play depth, and here is the pitch. 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1-10, that is a 2. Struck him out. 1 away. Strategy. We go to the top of the order. Iwamura is up, and that is a hit and run. Strategy roll is a 4, so we have a hit and run coming up. And hit and runs work like this. Ground double play ratings will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk ratings are cut in half if we round those down. Lineouts are double plays with the exception of an error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we will resolve the play as a steal. Iwamura, 0 for 1 as we go to the top of the order, 1 out. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. And that is going to be a possible error on a throw. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Wells. Wells goes back, makes the catch, and puts 2 away. Carl Crawford up 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 8. Runner on first. Infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5. Home run chance on a 1-2. The 7 is too high. And a 3-5. Column 3, row 5. Ground ball to first base to Overbay. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Rays will leave 1 stranded after 3. It's Blue Jays 1, Rays nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Alex Rios, Vernon Wells, and Matt Stairs due up for Toronto. Alex Rios is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Double star 6. It's going to be a fly ball back to the Gross. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 1. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Vernon Wells, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Wells. Gross on that range play. He's 1 for 8 in the replay. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Possible error. And that is going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. It's a single out there in the right field. Error range for Gross is a 1. That is a 2. There is no error committed on the play. And with that, Wells is safe with a base hit. Matt Stairs, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 13. Infield double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5, at the ballpark. So anytime if you roll a result and you get the at symbol, you resolve the play on the ballpark card. So we're going to go to Tropicana Field. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a pop-up to Navarro. He'll make the catch. Error range for Navarro is on a 1 to 8. That is a 20, so no error there. And that puts 2 away. Sharon Stewart, 1 for 1 with a triple and a run scored. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll 1. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 7. The 5 in range struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Blue Jays will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. B.J. Upton, Carlos Pena, and Evan Longoria due up for Tampa Bay. B.J. Upton 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a range play at the ballpark. So we're going to go to Tropicana Field, and that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a ground ball back to the catcher. His range is a 1 to 4. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. However, it is an error. His error range is on a 1 to 16. That is a 9. It's an error. It's a 1-base error. As Zone misjudges where the ball went, it's a 1-base error, and Upton is safe at first. And that is going to bring up Carlos Pena. Pena is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 16, infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. No outs, by the way. Upton with a leadoff. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double question mark, single on a 1 to 9. That is a 3, and that's going to be good for a base hit for Pena. Pena goes to first, Upton to second, but does Upton pick up the extra base? Does he go to third? He'll advance from first to third on a base run rating of a 4 through 6. That is a 4. He will make the advancement. And right now we have runners on the corners for the Rays. So no outs, and Evan Longoria is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 2. And here is the pitch, the infield playing in. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a single and a 1. If we roll a 2 through 6, it's a double. 7 to 9, it's a triple. It's a 10. It's a fly ball back there to Rios. He'll make the catch. And we're going to roll for a sacrifice play. That is a 4. Upton holds on that. So nothing happens there. And next up, 1 away, runners still in the corners, infield still playing in. It's Eric Hinske. Hinske is 1 for 1. Strategy roll is a 13. Rays holding off, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, at the ballpark. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a double star 3. It's a ground ball to Hill. Hill will make the catch. And are they going to try to score the runner? Yes. The defense go for the auto out at first. They are. So with that, it is going to be an out at first. Upton will go to will score. Penna goes to second, and the out is at first, and we're tied at 1. Gabe, it's an RBI single by Eric Kinski on that one. Gabe Gross 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1 to 17, that is an 8, and that is going to be good for a walk. All right, strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. On a 1 to 4, it's a pickoff. 5 to 8, it's a pickoff error. It's a 1. He'll pick off Penna. So 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error. 1's across the board there, and they'll leave 1 stranded. After 4, we're tied at 1. We go to the top of the 5th. Lyle Overbay, Greg Zahn, and Marco Stutero do up for Tampa Bay. For Toronto. I'm getting my teams mixed up here. For Toronto, top of the 5th. Lyle Overbay is 1 for 1 with a triple and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1 to 11. That is a 2. Struck him out. Greg Zahn 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 10. That is a 10. Struck him out. 2 away, and that's going to bring up Marco Stutero. Stutero is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 11 is too high. And that's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be good for a base hit out there into right field. And Stutero is on with a base hit. As the order flips over and we go to the top of the order, David Eckstein is 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 10. Blue Jays holding off. Infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. Eckstein, 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be good for a base hit out there in the left field past Crawford. And Stutero, Crawford gets it, throws it quickly back to Barnett. Runners will hold at first and second. So on a base run rating of a 2 through 5, we will roll for runner advancement. If the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner advances. Otherwise, they hold, and Stutero will hold at second. Aaron Hill, 0 for 2, and here is the strategy roll is a 4, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a pop-up. Iwamura underneath it. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Blue Jays will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Donna Navarro, Jason Barnett, and Iwamura due up for Tampa Bay. Donna Navarro is 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's a walk plus Navarro being a switch hitter, he's batting left today. So on the pitcher card, we'll look to the left-handed side of the slash. That is a 20. That is a 6 on a walk. Plus we add 10 plus the value of plus the modifier from the ballpark, which gives it a +3. And with that, makes it a 20. You add 13 to that range, and that is a walk. So Navarro is on with a base hit, with a walk. That is an 8 for the strategy roll. Barnett coming up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out his last time up. Ray's holding off on strategy, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-9, the 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. Ground ball to Hill. And that is going to be a double play. It's a 0. Eckstein will give a +1 to that. Eckstein, the shortstop, being the pivot there on that. We add that number to the ground double play rating. That makes it a 4. We take 1d6, roll it against the 4. That is a 3. If the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it becomes a double play. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the top of the order. Iwamura is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1-12. The 15 is too high. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a double. It's a D8. Dustin is a right-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look on the right-handed side of that slash. And with 2 outs, Iwamura will keep the inning alive. Carl Crawford, 0 for 2, strategy roll 13. Standing pat, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 13 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a triple out there to center field. Wells goes back, can't seize it. It rolls along the wall. Wells goes chasing it. Stewart comes over to help him. Wells with it, throws it back to Eckstein. With that, Iwamura comes to score. Stutera goes to third. It's an RBI triple for the Rays, and Tampa Bay has taken the lead. It's 2-1. And B.J. Upton comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 15, and the Rays are holding off. 3-4, column 3, row 4, possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a single out there into center field. Error ranges on a 1-2. That is a 15. No error there. Crawford scores on an RBI single by Upton, and it's 3-1 Rays. Carlos Pena is 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 14, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a walk. On a 1 to 21, that is an 11, and that is going to be good for a walk. Bullpen for the Blue Jays starting to warm up. Strategy roll is a 20. It's a pickoff attempt. On a 1 to 4, it's a pickoff. 5 to 8, it's a pickoff error. It's a 3. He picks him up. He'll pick off BJ Upton. That's the second time he was able to pick off a base runner. 2 runs, 3 hits. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 left on. After 5, it's Tampa Bay 3, Toronto 1. We go to the top of the 6th. Alex Rios, Vernon Wells, and Matt Stairs due up for Toronto. Alex Rios, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Tropicana Field. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double star 4. It's a ground ball down the third baseline to Longoria. He'll make the catch, and that puts 1 away. Vernon Wells, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Wells, 4-4, column 4, row 4. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, double star 6. That's a fly ball back there to Gross. Gross will make the catch. And that puts 2 away. Matt Stairs is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 2 up, 2 down, and here is the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 6. That's a fly ball back there to Gross. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Rays retire the Blue Jays in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Evan Longoria, Eric Hinske, and Gabe Gross due up for the Rays. And with that, we've got a new pitcher on the mound for the Blue Jays as Dustin McGowan is done. So Brian Talbot going to come into the game. Talbot comes into the game with an ERA of a 5.37. No wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 6 2/3 of an inning, allowed 10 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Dustin, he went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, an ERA of a 3.04. So he's got to face 5, 6, and 7 in the lineup. Evan Longoria, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 8, that is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Eric Hinske up. Hinske is 1 for 2 with an RBI. And here is the pitch. Hinske, 3-5. Column 3, row 5. Home run chance. That is a 0. But Talent doesn't give up any home runs. And that is going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. Ground ball to second base. Hill will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Gabe Gross, who is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. With a walk, too. He walked his last time up, and that's going to be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-17, that is a 5. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Blue Jays return the favor and retire the Rays in order. Struck. And after 6, it's Tampa Bay 3, Toronto 1. We go to the top of the 7th. Sharon Stewart, Lyle Overbay, and Greg Zahn due up for the Blue Jays. Sharon Stewart 1 for 2 with a triple, a strikeout, and a run. Andy can face 3 more batters before he's considered tired. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-7, the 15 is too high. Bullpen, by the way, for Tampa Bay warming up. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. And that's a ground ball to Iwamura. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Lyle Overbay is 1 for 2 with a triple, a strikeout, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-11. The 8 struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Greg Zahn is up. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout in today's game. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1. Column 6, row 1. Zahn, switch hitter. He's batting left today, so we look to the left-handed side of that slash. It's a blank. And that's going to be a 1-5. Column 1, row 5. Fly ball back to the Gross. He'll make the catch. So no runs, no hits, no errors as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Donna Navarro, Jason Barnett, and Iwamura due up for Tampa Bay. Brian Talent going to stay in for 1 more inning. And here is the pitch to Donna Navarro. Navarro is 1 for 1 with a walk. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row. Real quick, let's take a look at the box score before we go on. After 6.5, Toronto scoring the only run in the 2nd inning. It's 1 run on 6 hits, and they've only committed 1 error. Tampa Bay is scoring a run in the 4th to tie the game up. Then they came back in the 5th to score 2 more runs. It's 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. So right now it's a 6-4 with a strikeout. On a 1-8, that is a 4. Struck him out. And with that, Toronto's bullpen is starting to warm up. Jason Barnett is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Tropicana Field. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, double star 4. That's a ground ball down the 3rd baseline. Stutero in range for that. It's a 1-5 for his range. That is a 1. He'll make the catch. And that'll quickly give 2 outs. So 2 up, 2 down. We go to the top of the order. Iwamura is 1 for 3 with Iwamura 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, and here is the pitch. Top of the order, 5-3. By the way, for Stutero, he's 6 for 8, 75% on his range plays. 5-3. It's a range play at the ballpark. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. It's a single to Wells. Wells' range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. No! And it's a 5. So, all runners will advance 2 bases. If the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the batter is safe with a double. A roll higher than the ABR, the batter is safe with a single. A roll of 8, batter potentially thrown out at second, and we would use the D20 for the play chart. Unfortunately for right now, it is a single. Talent staying in, he just needs one more out. Carl Crawford is up. They're giving him the one more. Crawford is 1 for 3 with a triple, a run, and an RBI. Strategy roll 18. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. Crawford. 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to Rios. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Rays will leave 1 stranded. After 7, it's Tampa Bay 3, Toronto 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's Marco Stutero, David Eckstein, and Aaron Hill due up for the Blue Jays. And with that, Andy is done. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for Tampa Bay. And they are going to bring in let's see. They're going to bring in Grant. Actually, let's see. Yeah. Yep. Grant Belfour is going to come in. Belfour, no ERA. Does have a special K. We will talk about that when that comes up into play. 1 save. He's pitched 7 2/3 innings. Allowed 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Andy. Andy went 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, an ERA of a 4.75. With that, we're going to have to face 9, 1, and 2 of the lineup for the Blue Jays. Stutero is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. Stutero 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a possible error on a ground ball. Special K rating on a 1-10. That is a 2. Struck Cam out. And that'll put 1 away. And we'll go to the top of the order. David Eckstein is 2 for 3. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1. Column 1, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1-16, the 18 is too high. Special K in play? No, it's a double. 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a double to Gross. And with that, Eckstein is on with a double. Strategy roll is a 6, and Aaron Hill is up. He's 0 for 3. Hill being the second baseman, they're not going to let Hill take the hit. And instead, they're going to bring in Jason Schneider. Schneider will pinch it here. Schneider comes into the game with a 2.50 ERA. Let's take a look at his stats here. 5 games, 4 at-bats, 1 RBI. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 7, by the way. Blue Jays holding off, and that's going to be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1, that is a walk plus. On a 1 to 20, that is a 7, and that is going to be a walk. So runners on first and second. Alex Rios is up. Rios is 0 for 3 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Rios, 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 11, that is a 10. Struck him out. And that is going to be 2 outs and runners on first and second. Grant tired. Wells is up. He's 1 for 3. So that means if we roll a 4-1, a 4-2, or a 2-5, he will get pulled. And that's going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. It's a strikeout. 1 to 7. The 10 is too high. 19, no. It's going to be a right-handed pitcher. Right-handed side of the slash. It's a ground ball to Barnett. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So for second base, we're going to bring in Joe Inglet. Joe Inglet will come in. To play second base. Shortstop, David Eckstein. Eckstein going to come out. And they are going to bring in John McDonald. So McDonald will take over at short. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Blue Jays as well. It's no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And Toronto is going to bring in Brandon League. Lee going to come in. He comes into the game with a 14.78 ERA. No wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 6 2/3 innings, allowed 12 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Brian Talbot. Talbot went 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 3 strikeouts, and ERA of a 4.14. Part of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5 due up for the for Tampa Bay. B.J. Upton is 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 21, that is a 9. That's going to be good for a walk. And still attempt, they are going to send him. It's a 19. He got caught stealing second. And they'll throw him out at second. Carlos Pena, 0-1 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 5-2, column 5, row 2. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 16, that's a 16. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, and that's going to bring up Evan Longoria. Longoria 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. They're not going to let Longoria take the hit. And they are going to bring in Rico. So Rico is going to come into the game. He's played 4 games, had 3 at-bats. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Tropicana Field. And that's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, double star 6. It's a ground ball to Inglet. Inglet will make the catch. And that will retire the side. And Willie Abar will come in to play third base. So after 8, as the Rays go down in order, no runs, no hits, no errors. It's nothing across the board. We go to the after 8. It's Tampa Bay 3, Toronto 1. We go to the top of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Grant Belford coming out. They are going to go with P.J. Howell. P.J. Howell is going to come into the game. Howell with a 1.0 ERA. No wins, no losses, no save. He has pitched 9 innings, allowed 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Grant Belfort, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, no ERA. Let's take a look at the box score after 8 had been played here at Tropicana Field. Toronto scoring a run in the second, 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. Tampa Bay scoring a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. 14 hits between both teams, with 11 men left on base total by both teams. We go to the top of the 9th. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Matt Stairs, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Stairs going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-16, the 19 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, power hit, Crawford. It's a 7, that's going to be good for a double. And Stairs will lead off with a double. Sharon Stewart is up. He's 1 for 3 today with a triple, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. Strategy rolls, by the way, are turned off. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a walk plus. On a 1-24, that is a 17. And that is going to be good for a walk. So runners on first and second with no outs, and the infield is at double play depth. Strategy rolls are turned off, and how do we know they're turned off? We take the difference in the score. In this case, it's a 2-run game. Add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 9th inning, so 2 plus 9 is 11. If the number you get is higher than 10, you do not roll for strategy. Lyle Overbay is 1 for 3 with a triple, 2 strikeouts, and an RBI. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-15. That is a 10. Struck Cam out. I got to put 1 away. And Greg Zahn is up. Zahn 0 for 3 with a strikeout. They are going to let him take the hit. Zahn 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout 1-7. The 9 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Fly ball back there to Upton. Upton goes back, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. And the Blue Jays are down to the last out. Stutero 1 for 3 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. Possible error on a throw on the play. And that's going to be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4. It's a ground ball to Iwamura. His error range is a 3. That is a 19. No error there. Iwamura makes the catch. And that is the ball game as the Tampa Bay Rays defeat the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. Final line score coming right up. The Tampa Bay Rays sweeping the Toronto Blue Jays, winning all 3 games here at home. Andy will get the win. Dustin picks up it. Andy gets his second win of the replay. Dustin picks up his second loss. PJ Howell will get his first save of the replay. 3-1. Toronto 1 run, 8 hits, no and 1 error. They left 2 on at the end of that inning. Tampa Bay, 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. Nobody hit any home runs in the game. Taking a look at the stats here. Andy, who will get the win. It's a second win. He went 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, a 4.75 ERA. Dustin went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and ERA of a 3.04. Brandon League, the last pitcher up for Toronto, went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and ERA of a 12.86. And PJ Howell, who will get the save, went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and ERA of 0.90. So that is going to do it for us here at Tropicana Field, as the Tampa Bay Rays will improve to 11-11, and the Toronto Blue Jays will drop to 10-13. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile, and remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scooney 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.